Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda Heroes, like defender of the fatherland of Eternal One Modern Crossing in the woods. In the north, it is the Desert Fox, not the Gentle Fox though, but the Desert Fox fighting here for the British Empire, the Commonwealth. Here with the 6th Armoured Division, definitely out of the desert element. In the south, it is the one and only Redxwings, back here after a self-imposed exile to the 2v2 realm, it appears. We're now back in 1v1s. Striking fourth here with the 3rd Panzer Canadian Division. We got Bikes, Panzer Pioneer versus Double Sappers. Canadian Shock, Australian Defense and Heavy Armor versus Panzerjaeger, Espionage and Italian Infantry. So we are off to the races here. And we will have to have dingers there. They're early for Desert Fox, up to counter both the 250 half-track, that could definitely come, but also the bike here. So exciting potentials here happening. As always, big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for the continued generous and wonderful support of the Propagandacast. Really helps out immensely with the YouTube algorithms. That's the guys who come to like, you know, helps pay for things. There's a big thanks to those people, and of course thanks to those who keep commenting and liking. That helps with the algorithms. So yeah, we got the Panzer Pioneer eastwards, 250 after halfway down here for Redxwings. We got the bike base here in the west. In the center, Panzer Pioneer advanced there with the CoH3 bolt action rifles ready to meet the British foe head on. Bike there being quickly pushed off with the Dingo though, obviously. Quite an even remotely equal fight there. 250 half to the right around the corner for Redxwings and the 3rd Panzer Grenadier Division. And each section there for the Desert Fox. British Germany ready to take on those bloody Garys. The Dingers are like, come on, get away there! Stop trying to get behind us! Stay in front of the gun! There you go, 250 after arriving there. Guns blazing, Panzer making run for it. Getting into safety of the light, the Schützen Panzerjaeger, except they're taking a lot of damage very fast. Quickly forcing onto the open, a bit unfortunate there for Redxwings. His 250 half-track narrowly escapes. That was one hell of a close call there for Redxwings. Almost lost his 250 half-track there. Like racing back to the base, Panzer Pioneer eastwards. So far, Desert Fox has managed to basically keep Redxwings contained at both sort of ends. Almost here, maybe not so much in these. We'll obviously the 250 half needs heavy repairs. Honestly, we'd better get it back to the base and heal up the Panzer Pioneers while they repair the 250 half-track. Instead, he's moving the Panzer Pioneers towards the half-track to repair that, costing some capture power. Feels like mildly suboptimal there from my perspective. I think it made more sense to heal them up, repair this at the same time, but that's just me. Meanwhile, Desert Fox with another infantry section. Redxwings are going for some very early Panzerjaegers out of his very early light support companies that can deal with the British Dingo, plus of course any particular Humpers. Not too common though to see a Panzerjaeger squad this early. At the same time, I feel like I've been seeing it a bit more and more as of late in response to the Dingoes out there. So there's something. Racing against the lone isolated sapper section. Panzerjaegers moving up. They're probably anticipating the Dingo Corps going to try and hunt down the 250 half-track. Redxwings is ready with his Panzerjaegers. There you go, Dingo spotted. Getting one good in there. Sappers on the line for now. Bike's about to go kablamo though. Almost had the Dingo there. Bike hiding up the corner here. Dingo may of course have to consider retreating here. Meanwhile, Panzerjaegers pushed back here by the infantry section. And the bike is about to go kablamo unless Redxwings has some absolutely fantastic luck, which apparently he does. Impressive. MD-44 for Redxwings, the Maschinengewehr 34. And another section there for Desert Fox. After that, of course, he pulled back for repairs. Panzer Pioneer base in the west as Desert Fox kind of got sucked into these, meaning Redxwings could make some slow progress in the west. Both players have yet to pick a battle group. They continue to sort of scheme, at least, on that one. Third section there done for Desert Fox. Another MD-44 for Redxwings. Another Maschinengewehr 34. Bring in that firepower here versus the Allies. 250 have them fixed up. Panzer Pioneer hard at work. Plugging all of those bullet holes there. And there you go, first battle group selected by Redxwings. It is Panzerjaeger. What will he do with it? You'll have to see. MD-34 number 2, they're almost done for Redxwings. It's 2 machine guns here. An interesting choice. They're not bad for the map, but for Redxwings it does feel a bit out of character to an extent. But then again, with Redxwings, as long as he's not just playing hard messer, anything really goes, doesn't it? So, double machine guns. I mean, pursuit for a map like this with a lot more bottlenecks, more machine guns is honestly a sensible strategic move there from Redxwings. It's still unexpected. There goes section 4 to the MD-34 there.
We're losing a victory point.
Dingo racing down the middle, round to MD-34s. And artillery called in here. They're looking to pull someone off the cutoff point. And there we go. Got the Dingo. Redxwings scores a magnificent hit against Desert Fox, leaving us half-track. Absolutely. Half-track. Dingo utterly destroyed and ding on. A glorious strike for us fast on the MD-34 team. They'll come here with British marksmanship. Could go down here till the almost takes out the other MD-44 team, and there you go. First team down. Assault is called in. Redxwings quickly looking to try and stabilize the situation here. As we see here, Desert Fox trying to get his hands on the MD-34. 250 half taking trouble. He's going to try and knock that out instead of grabbing the MD-34. Does make sense. Machine setting up. His assault rushing in. 250 half taking knocked out here. Desert Fox gets ready for the Dingo, avenging the fallen vehicle and the crew. Yes, it was a terrible loss. Yes, Jenkins and Gavin, no. I mean, yes, but the Dingo, you know, costs a lot to make. But what about the people? Well, we can always find someone, you know. I'm sure they were from Liverpool or something. Not exactly inexpensive people, no, are they? It was a bit, yeah, rude. Right, well, man. Look, 250 after they need of some fresh chaps to shovel about here, shunt about. That's been a bizzling mines here. We've got the anti-tank mines there, mine upgrade general with Regals and S mines. We also got the other ability there. Bloody well remembered. Early warning. It just seems like very fortuitous there. Now the MD-34 for Redxwings. Mortar out there for Desert Fox. Oh, no. Probably not something you should joke about. That was the Assault Grenadiers. Saps down just one man. Mortar withdrawing here. West up, we got German forces pushing forwards. Heavy machine gun teams out of the Germans. Typically these would be assigned to heavy weapons companies or platoons, depending on which level they were at. Typically heavy, like a grenadier company or panzer company, typically have like a heavy weapons platoon with, you know, a bunch of machine guns and mortars in it. But side note. Additional fun fact, the MD-34 was the most made machine gun in the German army, despite the MD-42 technically one of the reasons, you know, so popular with the Germans was also much easier to produce than the MD-34. It's just the name kind of gives it away, but they actually had a bit of a head start on the MD-34. Little fun there.
Victory point is in enemy hands.
And we've got there the 6-pounder gun here for Desert Fox. Engine falls back, ambulance the way the Redxwings, and there go mines going off here, and Desert Fox's men leaving both Robert and John quite down. East side, Panzerjaeger spinning forwards here.
Damn it! The enemy holds all victory points. The beggars are threatening a fuel point.
Desert Fox, they're not happy with the situation, and so the machine gun heavy builds, not exactly original, but then again, DAK, they're typically a lot less common because DAK doesn't, you know, get bulletproof machine guns. Ambush camouflage. So, sort of original, though obviously not wildly. But again, not the most common thing out of DAK. Honestly, at this point, they don't really like, I feel like spam's presumed still is like the USF, most other factions currently giving up because, well, theirs aren't bulletproof to an extent. Got the inputting 40 for Redxwings.
The enemy have taken
West side second flush and fuel pump. Redxwings also got better map control going in out as a front, so thumbs up, so they've got 6-pounder gun here. Also, the mortar looks like smoke out any suspected areas from machine guns that push in with. I think apparently therefore Desert Fox is considered with his mortar tube there.
Victory point lost.
Got the assault is pushing forward, see it's sabotaging what they can.
Victory point.
And of course,
belongs
even
to
with the
the
MB-34,
enemy.
there still weren't enough to go around. So, like, various units had to make do with, like, capture
A fuel
machine
point
guns.
is being overrun.
For some units in France, some of the lower graded ones might actually, for some, have to make do with the captured French machine guns.
Awaiting instructions, sir.
Something else. So there's a little fun fact. Well, there you go. Assault gets wiped out here.
Awaiting
Suffers the
orders.
Panzer Pioneer in the east. Getting setting up in the centre. Pushing westwards there as well.
Orders complete. Bloody machine gun. Down this way.
Grenades off here. Concussive grenade. Technically concussive. Again, all Stillhandgranaten technically were stun grenades. As a fun fact, unless they had fragmentation sleeves attached to them, which is not the default setting. MD-34 wipe down the Redxwings, definitely up here to your line. Desert Fox, a nice, clean wipe here, particularly because there's going to be much stuff here. Oh, he's rushing in the arms, trying to recruit here. No, also, S-mines, S-mine, regular mine there, saves the days one hit for the machine. He sets up,
Losing a fuel point.
like the machine gun auto sets up, which is still like the feature I never really liked in Code 2, and I'm still not a fan of it, because it really caused the machine to like perform some really questionable moves at like critical times. Still feel like they should just removed it.
The sector's in enemy hands.
Never added it in the first place, truth be told. Good shot on that machine red team. Another section here for Desert Fox. Noting he is still yet to go for a battle group.
The Bosch hold all
At this
victory
point, though, it
points.
feels like it could be heavy
Now.
armor, maybe Australian defense, or even Canadian Shock. The Canadian Shock feels a bit less likely than that. It now.
Guns are coming.
Redxwings still here. Flying high there, and the initial somewhat successes going straight for the Panzerjaeger Commando. Ready to rush out those
Infantry
Panzers.
section trained and ready.
mines in for the Panzer Pioneer up northeast. Sample advancing with the stun guns. And we got some mines from there ready to spot any Redxwings mines. Thumbs up to that. Noting, oh, we're finally getting some upgrades there for Desert Fox's infantry. Time to wonder why that was happening. There you go. Bren gun on the way. Based off the Czechoslovakian ZB-26. It was more or less the exact same gun, though, just with a smaller set of modifications to fit the British requirements. Additional fun fact is the Czechoslovakian gun actually saw a fair amount of usage with the German army as well. Again,
Infantry training is
they just
underway,
couldn't produce
Commander.
enough MG-34s and 42s. That's been a hit with heavy Bren fire there, losing Friedrich. Klaus ordering the rest of the units to withdraw before they join Friedrich there in the afterlife.
Infantry training
Panzerjaeger
completed.
Commando. Almost done there. In fact, it is now done for Redxwings, so could go for Panzerjaeger right now. He could also try for armed reserves. Butterfly bombs being unleashed here upon the central
The
positions here
beggars are
of
threatening a victory
Desert
point.
Fox. And of course, also the Optimus Troopers first map back to being, more bottleneck. Opens up for the rockets that are being there. Very effective.
Cover his position.
Desert Fox, though, of course, continuing to be outraged by his opponent,
Orders complete.
using the stuff available to him.
Don't move.
Bloody unsporting Germans dropping bombs from above.
Victory point
Oh,
under
what's
enemy
next?
control.
Tanks? What are they going to call them? Panzers?
Pack it up, lads.
Bloody Germans. West side here, bike, MD-34 at the ready. Because machines good use of the MD by Redxwings
We
taking
have
the front on
territories
there.
exposed.
I mean, I
out
understand
there.
it's not
Line
necessarily the
keeps
most
out.
exciting strategy to play against, and that is definitely an issue, but on some level, blaming Redxwings squad obviously isn't particularly constructive.
Victory
Like,
point is in enemy hands.
that's not really his job.
Orders complete.
His job is to challenge the opponent while having some amount of fun. I guess he wants to use machine guns, that's that.
Anti-tank crews are on standby for orders.
What they could do for some is like just remove the attack move from like, the machine gun, for that matter, all the other support weapons. You have to like think
Our
a bit about
opponent
how you
is in
position.
control of all
I
victory
could
points.
honestly, I think, do a lot to like just limit machine gun spam because you suddenly have to like manage them a lot more carefully. I'd imagine helping them curtail some of the heavy usage. But right now you can just attack move them and you just kind of do a lot of the job for you. I mean, you'll still be miserable to play against, but at least you have the satisfaction of knowing your opponent has to work for it.
Sappers, we're ready.
But for now, Redxwings and the German army maintains great control over the Brits.
Jerry's not giving up without a fight. We're down to 300 points.
No sign of anything out here yet. No armed reserves either. In fact, we got a bunch of other upgrades for, well, a currently very minuscule vehicle fleet that can't really benefit from it. But there you go, Desert Fox and the 6th Domination charging through the centre, having finally scouted the centre of German troops, quickly moving up positions, and of course countermine.
Ready to move on.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Got the cut-off line, there we go, more butterfly bombs. Section about to get wiped out.
We're losing a munitions point to enemy action.
And of course, it's got the minesweepers, so they are less of a problem. This, of course, it's way too close to troops. Obviously, that's going to be a problem. Panzerjaeger are aimlessly getting hammered by the 6-pounder gun. Bombs continue to explode. They're causing some grief here for Desert Fox men. At the very least, the earbuds. Yeah, so far, Redxwings not really doing. Oh, got the Veterans 1 ability actually. Didn't see that one too often. This isn't quite as flashy as the other machine gun abilities. Thumbs up to Redxwings for at least using that, but right now his map control is suddenly taking a bit of a 90-degree turn right off a cliff. The big bike racing about there. Back at base here for Redxwings, nothing else so far transpiring. Still no tanks, still no Stukas or Fuss. Feels like he's going to eventually just go farm reserves, then I don't know, hit his opponent with the Tiger tank. Oh, there we go. Nope, it's a Panther 3 after all. Panzerkampfwagen 3 Ausführung Ende.
The enemy is pushing hard.
We've had 4 bikers saps in the west here, letting some heavy fire loose down here at the general direction. Good 14 being slowly bled out. Wipe. And there we go. Desperate trying to destroy the German machine guns. Redxwings have managed to deny Desert Fox that particular satisfaction. And there you go. West side section going up. Sub-support here catching Redxwings left flank quite unprepared. Redxwings definitely going to need some armor, but also maybe some more infantry who can fight better for the map. Because right now, the machine guns are not going to help with the DAK in an opponent as easy. So, Panzer has arrived, the Model L. First mass-produced model with the higher velocity 15mm gun. Eventually superseded by the Model M, which featured, well, the same gun but more armor overall. There you go, sections of the Panther Thief first shot fired into to march sections of the retreat, of course, in the face of the might of the German Panzerwaffe. 1942 to 43.
The sector is in enemy control.
There you go, around. Oh, bike knocked out. Desert Fox in opportunity to take up at least 1 unit there. That's actually a pretty smart move he made there. Like, most people just fired directly at the Panther 3 line, the bike just gave it. But Desert Fox actually, like, despite everything, maintained his focus. I assume that's what he did, focusing on the bike and then moving to the Panther 3. That's actually not a bad move, because all the way moving with the Panther 3, taking out that bike first, that's, you know, pretty savvy. So, that was Desert Fox. That's actually a pretty good play there.
Our anti-tank gun crew.
600 crew did go down into the Panzerjaeger, more troops coming in here for Desert Fox has got plenty of infantry, but still no battle group. Keine Kampfgruppen.
Pay attention, lazy
Just a bit of maneuvering there. In from the sappers section there, machines blasting away, west side 600 looking up, the ambulance about to get knocked out, and there you go, Redxwings reflex that's arriving too slow, not only watch his ambulance gets turned into a ball of fire. And in need of an ambulance for any survivors, which likely aren't there. And there you go, Desert Fox finally commits here.
Canadian Shock veterans.
With Canadian Shock, likely for the Crocodile. Since the Panther 3 will definitely struggle with it. Of course, Redxwings will go for the Flak 36. Plus, of course, a lot of incendiary goodness. Canadian, should he feel like it. And, of course, cheaper grenades when he decaps upon. There goes Stukas for Redxwings. Redxwings, of course, here displaying he is clearly not aware what's about to come in his way, because otherwise, I doubt he'd go for the Stukas first. This is Redxwings, so he could still go for Stukas first, but it seems a little less likely.
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
So we'll have to see what happens here. Now, I mean, he's got a Panzer 3, a bunch of machine guns, but still,
Victory
only
point
Panzer
under
Pioneers and
enemy control.
Panzerjaegers and Assault Grenadiers, Panzer Grenadiers. Definitely make some things tough here for Redxwings.
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
44 to 21.
The enemy has our victory points now.
Cover his position.
Stukas the first man up here for Redxwings. There you go, machine and flank team mortarfalter, of course, raining down deadly lights from above here. He said we've got Panzerjaegers in the section here, applying a bit of pressure, cut off on Watchman on Fed. Surprised Redxwings hasn't just mined this cut off, to be honest, at this point.
Enemy tank!
Desert Fox, meanwhile, has the crocodile there call-inable. Just needs to find the willpower. Press the button. Unleash. Get your crocodile. So far, Desert Fox is not doing it.
Infantry taking losses here!
Something is restraining him, holding him back. Chains upon his hand. He prevent him from calling it
Just
in.
lost an anti-tank gun.
Got an anti-tank gun crew here. The gun itself stands, well, mostly intact.
Sector
But you're in there by the Stukas of first. About it. But I'm surprised the lack of a crocodile there, Desert Fox. I mean, considering what Redxwings has right now, it would be, I think, pretty good. Heck, would be a trouble for the Panther to deal with. Stukas would be useless. And of course, the infantry itself will always be quite exposed. I mean, it's not like Redxwings currently
Churchill
has a lot of
crocodile
anti-tank
is
assets. And
fuel
there you go,
for the way
finally! Finally, Desert Fox was able to look within himself and overcome whatever challenge that lay within his heart to call in the Churchill crocodile, to overcome his inner demons. In this case, perhaps his inner angel. No, you can't burn people alive with massive flamethrower tanks. That's not good.
Give us the mission! Who made me sir? Flags raised!
I don't know, I mean, that's just like possible speculation there as to what could be holding him back there, like, you know, what, again, inner turmoil then sort of, you know, held him back.
Give him space, crew!
There you go, crocodile rolling ahead
We're
here.
losing a victory point to enemy action. Smell that, boys!
Panther moving forward, see about to engage with it. We do have a second Panther, but still two Panther fleets versus the crocodile is still not exactly great.
Orders, cover his position!
I mean, he could go for anti-tank Overwatch like he will, though. Again, this is Redxwings. He could theoretically end up being the only player in like a long time tank to go for the elephant tank destroyer here. Might just do it. Although the way it just sounded, it made it almost sound like he's gonna, like, you know, jump off a cliff to take out the hostage.
One of our anti-tank guns is gone.
Not exactly the great way to, like, you know, really voice the possibility at the same time kind of makes sense. About to use the Panther, of course, crocodile here, pretty much nullifying Panther Fleet's speed with his flamethrower ability, since it's like one of those protectors. Upgrade ability there, basically turns all flamethrowers into debuffs, so attacks all into incendiary grenades. It's kind of nuts, really. Meaning the Panther Fleet, which would normally allow to speed to get that engagement, just can't. So, we'll have to see how Redxwings respond to this. I mean, he's going to need something to deal with that crocodile. I mean, he could go for the elephant, but that would really be a waste. In my opinion. Going ourselves the Stoots could be an idea. And a 4 even. With Redxwings' economy as this, I think going for a Tiger tank would be a bit much. There you go, Panzerjaeger is challenging the crocodile. Well, there we go again, the ult's getting caught here. So what will Redxwings do now? He has Desert Fox continues to bear down upon him.
Orders complete.
Section withdrawing.
Time. Getting time. Crew, standing by.
Crocodile advancing.
Beggars are threatening a victory point.
We're under fire.
Panzerjaeger and sappers.
Victory point belongs to the enemy.
Just flying away there. And there you go. Panzer team up for Redxwings, showing a bit of an upgrade over the anti-tank rifles, though. Versus the Crocodile, because I'm going to need a much larger Panzer flag, or more realistically, logically speaking, a lot more of them. Obviously, in the actual war, they didn't like bigger Panzer
Question. Just lay the wire.
on the Crocodile here.
Batteries are primed to begin
So they
smoke
did keep
operation.
working on the Panzerfaust, actually having some fairly advanced versions towards the end of the war, sort of being developed and tested, I believe, but not quite mass issued. Mortars, even as a Fox second one, bringing more than artillery versus Redxwings. Redxwings really strong with the fuel income right now.
Sector lock. A victory point is being overrun.
Which is certainly going to make it much tougher no matter what he goes for to like help deal with the Crocodile. Again, could be an elephant for all I know. I would be surprised if it was, but again, this is Redxwings, so not totally surprised. Like say if someone like Indocious, Fergie, or Devon were to go for it. I would be surprised still. But in the Pack 38 here, desperate attempt for Redxwings to buy some time here. To bring in some way of taming the Crocodile here as it incinerates his forces. Rampaging dragon.
Job better than fucking paperwork, innit?
Got the pack for lining up here.
Claimed a sector.
Shot there.
300 points at the moment.
More shots, Panther going for the flank here. And Stuckler's going for the 6-pounder gun, trying to at least keep the Panther somewhat covers and flanks the Crocodile.
Just lost an anti-tank gun.
He's never far from it, and we got him from trouble. Machine pack for him from machines are also in trouble as he moves to the Crocodile's line of fire. Trying to, I think, salvage the pack for one smoke here, can tow away. No. Something went wrong there, I think, from and the pack fitting gets destroyed. Hell of a problem there for Redxwings now. Lacking an anti-tank, and again, still having one Panther in the Crocodile. Still being supported by multiple anti-tanks. Oh, and the machine gun there wiped out as well. Really going pear-shaped now for Redxwings. Feels like his strategy very much has
Armored vehicles are
been
receiving
pushed
frontline
off the
training.
road here by Desert Fox on vehicle training away there. He seems a bit unsure to get his entire build out of the ditch right now. Team weapon trades well there for Desert Fox, as many anti-tank guns and mortars.
250 points left.
Force his opponent. Double cap there from Desert Fox, very good. He's really feeling the heat in more than one way. We'll have to see what he does next. Again, it's not very much because we do have the elephant. But the question is, how does he get to it? Because he doesn't have a lot of fuel right now. So the current pace is going to take him quite a while to get there. Meanwhile, the Crocodile is just going to do untold damage to him, so it's really bold choice. I intend to go for the elephant. He may not. And this is Redxwings, so who knows?
Enemy is down to 200 points.
If he is intended to go for the elephant right now, that's going to be a very, very tall order.
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
Got the incendiary rifle off here. Didn't quite hit though. Very fortunately for the machine gun, that could have wiped almost instantly. With the machine gun there. That's going to do a lot against his opponent's current political position, I think, but it is still an extra unit right now for Redxwings, and he definitely needs every unit he must he can get his hands on. going forward. Two machines seem to need to get blasted by it and the mortar supporting it. Not very confident getting Redxwings. Oh! Crocodile there suffers engine damages it heavy. No, just regular. Nope, no machine there by Redxwings. There we go, the 6 pointing ready to block off there. One run comes up, I think prevent the sappers from repairing it. Almost got the sappers fully wiped, but didn't quite either.
We've lost the sector to the enemy.
So what will he do next? I mean, there's not like a lot of options like, you know, really deal with this at the moment. Two fifth chapter needs to be knocked out. Really starting to get awkward here with Redxwings. His forces running out. His opponent's forces are not.
Our victory point is being overrun.
And again, he might just be holding out for an elephant tank
The
destroyer.
enemy's wavering. They're down to only 100 points.
100 points left here with Redxwings.
Victory point under enemy control.
Odds are looking anything but good right now for Redxwings. We'll have to see what he ends up with here. Otherwise, in some regards, the match is sort of taking a slow pace as well there. Mostly prodding and poking, which can happen with some matches that go on there, but players sort of like, you know, try a bit for his reason, just keep things going. In the case of Redxwings, most because he barely has anything. But for Desert Fox, there's technically not much reason there. He's clearly more happy just in sitting back and enjoying things, so this is most just occasionally poking his opponent, which does mean it's a very, very
The enemy has 75
low
points
tempo sort of affair at the moment. Another penalty for Redxwings, so if he did actually have to the elephant
Royal
down,
Engineers on
I
the
think for
field
now
ready
he's
for
been
your orders.
put on the back burner. We'll have to see, of course, if it gets there, because the current resource situation of Redxwings is not looking great. Like, going for the elephant right now is going to be an incredibly tall order unless like, he's able to really swing the match around against the opponent. And so far, Desert Fox is doing quite a good job ensuring that Redxwings keeps focusing on a small part of the map, which crucially doesn't really help any, at least many of the field points. This is pretty good here for Desert Fox, and really a tough spot to be in for Redxwings. Gun destroyed, about to lose another crucial blanket shopping seconds.
Only 25 points.
20 points left here. 17. And the 3 down. 14. Really looking bad here for Redxwings. This is pretty much looking like GG. 18. 11. 8.
10 points remain.
5. 2. And that is it. GG game over.
One step closer to victory. Jolly good work.
Bit of their Redxwings there about the MD-34 spam. There you go, GG Gamer. Brutal match here. Redxwings, I think, had definitely struggled a bit with the resources up to a certain point. Lost a bit too much momentum. Again, the lack of infantry, I think, didn't help him. Like, sure, once you get a good position, the MD-34 is going to help you out, but if something goes a bit wrong, you might struggle a bit more to the Germans, since, again, your machine guns aren't bulletproof. So I think that being one of those key factors there for Redxwings. But also, I do think he should have gone for like armor sooner than he actually did. I think delaying that wasn't great. And the Stuka's first also ended up being perhaps not the ideal choice under the circumstances. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. This is some Imperial Chain. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.